Day everyone. In this video, I'm going to tackle about the anthropological perspective. But before we proceed to our topic, let us first define anthropology. So, what is anthropology? Anthropology is the study of the human condition in all its facets. It investigates the interconnection and interdependence of human cultural experiences throughout time and space. Anthropologists have the upper hand in describing human nature because of their comprehensive and holistic approach to research. What is the anthropological concept of the self? The self is both a biological and cultural entity. The self is believed to have evolved from apes some 33 million years ago. Since the self has better development in terms of brain with billion neurons and adaptation to the environment for survival, the self develops a culture, resulting in behavioral changes. The self is a living animal but superior to other animals due to certain factors. Physical aspects. As the only animal with a bigger brain capacity, he is a rational animal. He is the only animal that can stand up straight, allowing him to move about more freely things, and so on. The second one is social aspects. Self use language and symbol in a complex and yet dynamic manner. He can convey and preserve history, information, and culture in a systematic manner. He can interact with others in a systematic manner in bigger cooperative efforts, and he invents new things for survival. Before we go any further with the self, let's look at two very important concepts in anthropology. Culture and enculturation are the terms used to describe these concepts. So, let us now define culture and enculturation. What is culture? Culture is one of the most important concepts and systems of human behavior and thought. This covers all costumes, traditions, and capabilities of humans as they function in society. It includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, religion, morals, law, language, traditional practices, and all other aspects needed by humans to function in a society. Culture is symbolic. When our ancestors learned to use tools and symbols to originate meaning of significant events in life and in society, those tools and symbols become an integral part of the culture. The burial sites, ancestral homes, landmarks of significant and historical events, rituals, and customary actions, and even some natural phenomena are all part of one's culture. People must be on guard that culture can be adaptive or maladaptive. Communities may try to get rid of cultural practices that will extinguish the identity and goodwill of the community. On the other hand, communities shall continue to assess whether the practices, rituals, and customary actions are still relevant and beneficial to the development of a community. And now, let us move to enculturation. So, what is enculturation? Enculturation, it is the transmission of human, animal, and plant life from one generation to the next. Unlike biological hereditary transmission, cultural transmission is done throughout other means such as use of language and other adaptation to environment. Every member of a community will then distinguish themselves from other communities because of the way they live their lives. And now, let's move to the self. The first one is the self and person in contemporary anthropology. The anthropological self takes a holistic dimension of the individual person. It considers both biological and environmental aspects of the person. Some anthropologists claim that environmental exposure starts soon after birth, but contemporary anthropologists suggest that it starts during conception. Anthropologists even suggest that genes are already a necessary component for enculturation. In many Western cultures, children are reared in close contact with their parents and careers, but in Asia and Africa, they are more dependent on significant others and the community. These rearing practices are the key to the development of the neuromotor functions of the child, and this neuromotor circuitry is fundamental in the formation of self-awareness. Self-awareness. Anthropology defines self-awareness as that which permits one to assume responsibility from one's own conduct, to learn how to react to others, and to assume variety of roles. Children start conceptualizing themselves much earlier by sleeping with their parents and being exposed to stimuli like touch and the like. This is particularly advantageous for Filipinos, as most of the time our cultural practice is to sleep with our parents until at least school age. The child must be able to get the culturally correct values necessary for adult life. Parents, immediate family, and the community play a vital role in the development of the child's values. Naming gives a person her own unique traits, experiences, identity, and status. The self that bears the name continues to establish an identity of the name of the community. Naming is also a symbol of one's status in the community. It either gives you honor or stigma.